Hey y'all, so today we're going to talk about the apparent dangers of leather holsters. Let's get into it. Now, if you like this content, like, sub, shares, all that good stuff, I really appreciate it. Also down below, coupon codes and merch that help support the channel. Also, thank you to everyone who has subbed. I'm up to 3,000 subscribers. That's awesome. Thank you very much. This is why I do it, to help people out and help people, make good decisions when purchasing firearms, accessories, all that good stuff. Now, what am I talking about? The dangers of leather holsters, or at least the apparent dangers of leather holsters. Now, leather holsters have been around for a long, long time, and they'll probably be around for a long time after this. But new technology, stuff like Kydex, stuff like polymers, have begun to replace leather. I don't say nylon because nylon is crap and you shouldn't use it. But you have different materials, and some of those people that now basically swear by a Kydex holster will say that the reason why they don't like leather is because it's floppy, it's flimsy, and when you're holstering your gun into this floppy bag of a holster, that stuff's gonna get caught in the trigger guard, and the gun's gonna go off, and you're gonna get shot in the leg. Well, I'm gonna show you why that's not necessarily true unless you buy poor quality equipment. Now, I have here three holsters, right? I have a El Paso Soldiery, an AJ Customs, and a 1791. Two of these holsters are perfectly safe, one of them is not. I'm going to start with the first two. Now, the 1791 is a mass-produced holster. This holster is for a 1911, and the holster is a very stiff, right, reinforced holster. The mouth is reinforced, and even by squeezing it, it doesn't close that much. This has a nice sweat guard right here, nice and stiff as well, so that when this holster is on your belt, you can holster, unholster, reholster, whatever you're doing, without worry about this holster failing you. It's a very good quality, mass-produced, stiff holster. Then I have the AJ Customs holster. Again, this is a little bit fancier than the 1791. Very nice holster made by AJ Customs for me, which I really appreciate them doing. But same thing. Your mouth of your holster is reinforced. Very stiff, right? Very sturdy. Holds up. The sweat guard, very stiff, very sturdy. You're able to unholster your gun, reholster your gun with ease and without worry of anything coming in contact with the trigger guard. The trigger goes right here, and it is very stiff. This holster will serve you for many, many years. It'll serve me for many, many years without issue. Probably serve me a lifetime, right? So the third one I'm going to show, and here's where the some of the negative thoughts on leather holsters come about. This is made by El Paso Soldiery. For anybody that's watched the channel for a long time, you know that I don't like El Paso Soldiery. This is one of the holsters I have left. I've pretty much returned everything else. Um, but basically, this is the one that I had left that I was really unable to return. Um, this holster is going to get you in a lot of trouble because what happens is, so I have here the 329 PD unloaded for the video, right? I have here the holster that's supposed to go into. Now, I'm not going to go through the trouble of putting this on my belt because I need this up here for the camera angle, but as you might notice, the opening on this holster is very small because this is kind of mushed down, and this is very, very flimsy, very floppy. Here, I'll even come up, right? You can see that it's a very floppy, flimsy opening and doesn't really stay open. So what happens is, say this is on your belt, you're going to reholster, right? You stick the gun in, and what happens? Well, as you can see, stuff gets stuck. I try and push more, right? And this happens. The holster doesn't stay open. It gets caught in things. Now, right now, it's catching on the cylinder, which isn't as bad as, say, the trigger guard, but if you keep going, you can clearly see there how if you were to keep trying to shove that gun in, and obviously right now you'd know that this is happening and you'd correct it, but in the heat of the moment, you might not. You'd just be trying to jam that gun back in for whatever reason. You need to do something, you need to switch to something, you just had to use your firearm in self-defense. You're at the range practicing and you're not noticing that this isn't going in right. What can easily happen is Let's see if I can get it past that because it's so floppy. The leather can hook in here and hook into your trigger guard, and then you can have a negative discharge. Holsters like this, right, again, they give leather holsters a bad name, and stuff like this is what you really want to look out for. If you get a holster, right, any holster can be made poorly, any holster can be defective and cause issues. 95% of the time, you get a holster from a decent, reputable maker. Again, doesn't have to be super expensive or fancy. Something like this, AJ Customs, is a very nice high-end holster. You have a wait time and everything. But again, this is a holster that'll pretty much last a lifetime. But so will something like this. You can get this off Amazon very easily. You can get a good quality holster made by a decent maker that will last you a lifetime. What you have to look out for is poorly made or perhaps worn out holsters, like this, something that, for a variety of different reasons, and this one just was made improperly, but sometimes a holster can be mistreated, can be misused. Maybe it's gotten wet multiple times and leather has become brittle or soft or flexible like this, which again, this just kind of crumples up into a ball because it's not properly made. When you run into those kind of issues, that's when holsters like this, leather holsters, get a bad name. So that's just a quick video. Again, you do see it every once in a while. I've seen, everybody on the internet, you've seen the Facebook groups, somebody's showing off, oh, look, this leather holster that, I got shot in the butt because it got stuck in the trigger guard. That actually went around for a while. I'm sure some people on here have probably seen the picture I'm talking about. And in reality, the problem isn't so much the holster type or the gun or anything. It's the fact that that holster went long past its service life or was improperly made, and it was something that shouldn't have been carried anyway. So if you're going to get any holster, whether Kydex, leather, regardless of maker, before you strap it on and go out, take 5 minutes, look it over, check, reholstering the gun, unholstering the gun. Just make sure that it performs how it should. But put down below, what do you think? Are leather holsters still here to stay for many years to come? Or is Kydex definitely taking over? But put down below what you think, and have a good day.